Hang on. Just say when, all right?
That's good. Okay.
No.
Oh, that full roster?
It's so finicky.
Oh, sorry, the SJEB roster? Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got it. We're good.
That's where we're going. Sorry.
Dude, I hope Wiedemann comes in and just buries one. I know she's a defensive player, but I hope she just... What?
Who?
Because she goes to Rowan.
Oh.
And they play her on the bench, and I'm like, she should be a starter.
Keegan, give me that treasure kit.
Yep. You good?
Yep.
All right.
I actually watched SJ's academy team up in Hamilton actually yesterday. I was sitting off of that. I was supposed to say, you okay over there? You know. Man killed by a jacket.
Man killed by jacket.
Well, if it's a yellow jacket, that makes sense.
Zipper just didn't want to zipper.
No, it really didn't. I looked at it, I was like, what? What happened?
Need better quality merch next year.
Cold one tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna put your jacket on there. I might grab my extra car.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up for now. Or at least try to.
You can just, can you help with that back?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ben Cohen Field on the campus of Rider University for tonight's WPSL matchup, presented by Capital Health.
You're not standing like that.
Tonight's
Oh, not for-
contest
oh, no, I'm
features
gonna sit in the
visitors
game.
from SJEB FC and Real Central New Jersey.
It's
Real
stuck on
Central
the...
New Jersey Soccer would like to wish everyone a happy
the
Father's
case.
Day and
The
welcome
great case.
all the dads and granddads who are joining us. Thank you for being here. We celebrate you and everything you do. Now let's meet tonight's officials. The referee, Sammy Carr.
I can see my own breath.
The assistant referees, Stephen Rollins and Kirk McCombs. The fourth official, Jason Jones. Now, let's meet tonight's starting 11. First, from SJEB. On defense from St. Joseph's University, number 2, Danielle Stewart. And forward from Brown University, number 4, Naomi Newihe. On defense from the University of Rochester, number 6, Remy Cherkis. At midfield from St. Joseph's University, number 7, Nicole Everard. At midfield from Cornell University, number 9, Abby Fischera. At forward from Drexel, number 10, Olivia Brocious. And forward from Monmouth University, number 11, Kennedy Erdman.
Owen just commented Denver to the
At
Giants.
midfield from
no.
LaSalle University, number 12, Jillian Lowe.
Don't see it.
On defense from the University of New Hampshire, number 20, Giovanna Castorino. On defense from LaSalle, number 22, Brianna Lewis. And in goal from Longwood University, number 13, Madison Wessel. The head coach is Bill Shute with assistant coach Jeff Davis. And now, the starting 11 for Real Central New Jersey. Starting at goal from the University of Scranton, number 0, Mackenzie Van Arsdale. At midfield from Monmouth University, number 4, Adriana Salzano. At midfield from Moorestown High School, number 10, Lizzie Arthur. At forward from TCNJ, number 15, Taylor Cry. midfield from Colgate University, number 26, Jade Vieira. Also at midfield from Bucknell University, number 28, Riley Hayes. At midfield from American University, number 30, Phoebe Merrigan. On defense from the University of Rhode Island, number 32, Allison Gilbert. At midfield from TCNJ, 37, Abby Nash. At forward from Mount St. Mary's University, 44, Josie Stockett. And at midfield from TCNJ, number 48, Charlotte Hare. The head coach of Real Central New Jersey, Ryan Thompson. He is joined by Kim Bauer, Jamie Skorupski, and Ben Jernillik. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Go get him, boys.
Welcome to the National Soccer Network as we bring you women's soccer as Real Central New Jersey face off South Jersey Elite Barons. I'm John Hallwood. Alongside me is Aiden Dockery. These two teams have faced off before, and last time I got to see them, they were at Rowan actually, and this time Real Central get to have South Jersey Barons home now.
Yeah, and also, Real Central coming off a big 2-0 win against Fever SC. So they're coming off, some good momentum in a 2-0 victory, and they're hoping to continue that. Obviously, you mentioned they usually play at Rowan and aren't here really all too much here at Rider University, but they get to play on this beautiful turf. And it's a similar night to last night if you tuned into our men's game coverage. It's clouds in the sky, can't see the sun, and it's a little windy. We'll see if that plays apart. It's also a little bit wet from the rain, so look for the ball to, go a little bit quicker on this turf, as our great camera operator Keegan Thompson was talking to me before the game about that. But that's going to be something to keep an eye on here with wet conditions, windy conditions. This game could go a completely different way.
It really can. I mean, you see the clouds, maybe some more chances of rain, I'm not sure, but again, this is New Jersey. Anything can possibly happen. And that's the funny thing here. But again, the last time these two teams faced off, the Elite Barons won that game 2-0 and in dominating fashion. Of course, the Barons are coming off a loss against Philadelphia Ukraine National Liberty, like 1-0 defeat. Last time, that team faced off each other, it was again another dominating win. But either way, this this SJEB team is looking to get back into their winning ways. They are still in first place. Real Central New Jersey is in fourth, but a win today for Real Central would put them up to second, but just tied on points, but goal differential, Barons have that to their advantage. As we looked about to kick this one away, SJEB, first time seeing them in the white uniforms as they kick this one away. Glad you joined with us. I'm John Hall, and of course with me is Aiden Dockery. And Real Central already taking advantage of a missed opportunity, but soon as that happens, a missed pass.
Yeah, we're going to see how teams set up early. You know, obviously a lot of times you just want to set up your formation and see what comes of it, but here in this one, before the windy and cold conditions come in that second half, you might want to get an early lead and try to strike early.
Trying to get a corner, unfortunately was unable to. A good defensive job from Real Central, as that was number, can't quite tell, 26 or 30. But either way, we're back into live action. The ball goes out and into corner for the Barons.
Yeah, so an early corner opportunity here in the first minute. Doesn't come around too often.
No, I was about to say we're about in the second minute already. So, I mean, a lot of things can happen here. And, of course, we saw that men's team, you know, they got an early, you know, it was a free kick, but it was in a, you know, corner spot.
Yeah.
And they were able to get that opportunity. The ball comes in, knocked out, outside the 18. And Barons now with it. Looking to cross, gets blocked. Cross comes in still, and up in the air. Unfortunately, still not quite out of the danger zone. Is that outside the box? But again, it looks still like to be dominating fashion from this SJEB team. And again, I think that one of the key contributors that's gonna give this Real Central's defense some trouble is number 4, actually, Nahiwe. Hey.
Yeah, it was a good job keeping it in over there by the defender in Cherkis, and now they've just been able to keep possession, because if that one went out, it would have been a throw and going the other way right around midfield, and she kept that one in. It was just about a couple of moments ago.
Again, it looks like to be the same lineup the last time that they faced off each other. I think maybe like some few minor changes, if that. Nahiwe with a shot and a goal! Long outside the 18-yard box, and no sooner did we mention her name, she's already made an impact.
Wow, that one about a couple of feet outside the box. And, I mean, you can't do much as a goaltender in that spot. That one's perfectly put in the corner of the net. And you talk about striking early. I wasn't even thinking a shot there, but she was, and that's all that matters, because she put it in the back of the net. That's why I'm up here talking about it and then not down there playing. But a really good job there on that shot, and just a perfectly placed shot. And I mean, really, like a world-class finish right there.
World-class finish, with no doubt. I mean, caught Van Arsdale felt like napping in the back of the net. And already, SJEB is looking to get a second one. As the ball goes out.
But keep in mind, and Weehey, who scored that goal, still a high school senior. I mean, she will be attending Brown University. But I think that's one of the interesting things about this. We have a lot of college players on this turf tonight. But she is a high school player and clearly belongs out there. So Brown University looks like they got a good one.
They really do. They really do. And I mean, it's been a pleasure to watch her play so far this season. I mean, she makes an impact as that one goes out, but last time these teams faced, she didn't score. She did though get an assist. So she was on the at least somewhere on the sheet. Not on the scoring sheet, but the assist sheet at least. As that one goes back all the way to the keeper. And now we're going to get this one going again. as Drum back with it again, able to repossess the ball, and going out wide is Stewart. And now rolling up on the far side, again through ball coming in.
Nice ball. Good adjustment to it as well.
A well-adjusted ball as the defender was nearly got to it, but unfortunately for Real Central.
Some great passes so far.
And that's something that I like about this Barons team is that their passing is very consistent, and they just know where one another is going to be, and it's just what soccer's all about, is knowing where the other people are, and the great defensive move from Cherkis.
But Josie Stockett right there also did a great job of staying on side because it looked like she had so much grass in front of her. You almost think in your head, man, I could just keep on running. But she stayed patient and waited for that pass. It was a little bit of a late pass, but still one on time, and she was able to help keep possession in the offensive end before that clear right there. Well, that might be a handball.
And yes, you are right there.
Yep. I'm not the referee here in the booth tonight, but John here to my left, I believe you said you officiated a game earlier today.
I officiated, I think, about like 5 games. 5 games.
Oh, so
I think,
more than one game.
Yeah, more than one. They were only 30-minute halves.
Well, look at me. I beat you on that one, so I'll take that. It's nice to have that opinion in the broadcast booth, though, because there's so many close things. I mean, last night we saw a penalty, get called in the 90th minute that was very controversial, and you were able to keep your opinion on it, as an official yourself. And then now, here tonight, we got a first whistle. I'm sure a first of many.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't come too often. You want to see a nice, clean game as a referee. I mean, hopefully, so far it has been a clean game. There hasn't been any fouls yet, knock on wood, but there is no wood near us. But I guess knock on some metal, I guess. So that ball is going to come in and quickly meet a defender, Gilbert.
We've only seen one shot so far in this game. We're about to enter the 8th minute. It's been really good control by SJEB, excuse me, and they were able to get that one shot that was, a heroic shot. But so far, the game has gotten off to a little bit of a slower start. I wonder if there's some adjustment to the turf here, as it's a little bit wet with the conditions here today. It was raining a good amount over the last 24 hours. It's perfectly clear now, but still the turf leaves an impact.
It does. I mean, the ball just reacts differently compared to grass and turf. I mean, both of these teams play on a turf field, so hopefully you think that they're at least SJEB's used to it, but sometimes different turf fields have just feel different. They're a little different in some ways, just doing into the beating or how it was laid out. But either way, again, Barons lead this 1-0 from a fantastic goal from Naomi Nehiwehe outside the 18-yard box. Just a beauty. I'm still thinking about that goal. It really was a beauty.
It was a bold shot, and it was a great finish. And here she is on that far side, trying to get past a defender again.
Going to cross that one instead of the box. Finds 2 defenders there. Still, Barons with it. Comes in the box again. Takes a shot, and that's going to go off high and goal kick.
Yeah, that one, a solid opportunity, but it's just a really tough angle right there to finish a shot on that one.
As Barocious was the one to kick that one. Again, Barocious playing on the left wing. Again, we talked about this before, a 4-3-3, and I like to talk about how I love 4-3-3s. I love the wing play. I love how you can move the midfield along, and how you can overlap the players too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you mentioned kind of your love for the 4-3-3 because it allows you to kind of attack the outsides and then work your way back inside, and that's a typical way you can succeed as long as you're able to get ahead on it consistently on crosses. But you're also able to change fields quickly with 4 3-3s. And I think that's one of the great things and advantages of it is if you have a couple of those players on the wings that can really get it across in the hurry and find your way to get some green grass on the other side of the field, you'll be able to get an opportunity.
As Stockett now with it. She's going to send her teammate to go get it. And unfortunately, that one's going to go out as that was Jade Vieira unable to get there.
10 minutes through this one so far. Again, only seen limited shots. We've seen Real Central have a pair of opportunities, but no shots to come of it. And here, their defense, and they get a turnover in the offensive end.
Again, just surprising about as I think there was going to play, she was allowing to play the advantage.
Yeah, but due to the stoppage, you kind of just let them have the free kick advantage.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. As
Again, I'm not trying to be the referee here.
No,
tonight,
you're perfectly fine, honestly. Hey,
learning as we go.
Yeah, you learn it as you go, and hey, we're always looking for more referees. Join us.
Oh, nice defensive play there, and look at this quick advantage.
Quick advantage indeed, but a good defensive job so far.
Oh, that one went off the hand, I think, yeah.
Yeah, the assistant referee saw that one, helped out the center referee right there.
Yeah, that one was almost, the head official was almost blocked from that one, so good job by the FAR official and assistant referee to step in and give his 2 cents on that.
Bashara is going to loft this one in, but that one's headed away outside the 18.
Yeah, left it a little short. She was definitely trying to get that one in the air, and I think she was mainly focused about that instead of getting the distance the right.
I was about to say, I think if they played yesterday, that might have worked a little bit better.
With the wind, yeah.
With that wind. And now Wessel. Yeah,
not much wind here tonight so far, but as you get later into the night, typically that wind comes out the same time as when the moon comes out, and you get some late night winds. We'll see if that plays a part.
Baruch is working outside. Almost breaks the defender, but has to pass back.
Oh, good opening here.
And a shot's getting taken, and just off the mark. As I'm trying to see the player. Again, we're just like on an even angle. It's kind of hard to see the player.
Yeah, that was a good ball, though, inside to get kind of a shot and a solid look just inside the 18.
And again, I think that was Stewart.
Yeah, good looking, and really almost a really good placement. I mean, you just missed off, the right side.
It was a nice low shot as Berman with it. And Baruch is with a big opportunity there, but a great job again from Real Central, who's really had to work defensively. And again, only just 3 shots going into the 13th minute now. Going far side now, Real Central trying to calm things down and find a way to get out of their own end, and goes right to Cherkis.
Yeah, they haven't been able to advance it ever so cleanly. SJEB has done a good job playing defense in their own offensive end.
By the way, number 11 is actually Erdman. I'm not used to them constantly changing numbers. I remember Berman with 11 last game when these two teams faced off, but now it's Erdman now with it.
Yeah, deep rosters, so sometimes the number changes are needed on a game-to-game basis, and I'm sure you're not the only one getting a little confused out here.
I was about to say, I think I feel like as a player, you also get confused? Like you're so used to seeing, that's so-and-so right there. Oh, no, it's not. Wessel's going to kick this one away, and does, and gets a little help from her teammate.
Oh, nice touch there.
Nice touch. Stewart's going to give it to Baroches. Baroches going to chase out wide, and
what a
Baroches
play.
Gets stopped. What a beautiful sliding tackle. I didn't want to say gets fouled there until I heard a whistle, but there was no whistle. Now listen, Gilbert with a great sliding tackle there. Stewart's going to throw this one in. goal scorer in it. Now Stewart's going to cross one in the box. Unlucky. A hard first touch from number 7, Nicole Everett. Ball still going around, bouncing around quite a bit. It's Crott, and now it's kicked up to Stockett. Passes it back, and a big opportunity here of one, could have been on a 1v1, but still Roll Central right now on the counter attack, and man, that could have been real dangerous.
Yeah, right there, the outside winger kind of had the inside leverage instead of the outside leverage. So you almost, when they have inside leverage, want to put it right on their foot, instead of leading them. And I think right there, just a little bit out in front of that ideal area where you want to receive a pass from when you have that inside leverage.
Nahiwe, hey. Now for Erdman. Erdman's still trying to press for the ball, and it's off of her, so it's going to go real central. I believe that's Phoebe Merrigan, number 30. But either way, Chirkis now with it, passes it off to Drum, and now Drum gives it off to Evard, who gives it to Brocious. Brocious is fouled there, and ref calls it. So foul in a dangerous area. And I was about to say maybe, where that wall might be was where
Yeah, where the original
Nahewi
goal.
Hay. Yeah, where's maybe a further out than that now.
Yeah, we'll see how aggressive they want to get here. Potentially try to put this on the back post, either for a goal or a putback.
He's gone for a shot and a nice save from Van Arsdale.
Those are tough to read, too, because you sometimes don't know if they're going to get redirected by a player coming in and charging. And, you're hard if you don't want to, give your full force to saving a shot there when all of a sudden that could be deflected the other way and you kind of get crisscrossed.
And that's another thing, as this ball comes crossing in, and
that was a good corner right on the back post.
good corner. Header coming off from Barocious. And going on to your point there, it can get misdirected. And sometimes also in corners can be the most dangerous because it bobbles around. People are just kicking it, and then all of a sudden, the ball's at the back of your net, and you don't know who or how it got there.
Yeah, you just don't.
Ball comes down, and
Real Central really needs to try to win these 50-50 possessions. If not, then maybe these goal kicks, trying to advance the ball quickly just aren't going to be the recipe for success, and you might just have to try to move up slowly with your back line.
it's something that maybe Van Armsdale is going to have to do. She rolls that one out to her teammate. And as soon as that happens, Real Central loses possession. But they quickly gain it back. Chirkis, fortunately, heads that one out. So far, a good start for this Barons team. I mean, already 5 shots, already in the 19th minute. That one's going to go down. Might go out. No, it won't.
Good job to keep that in. See if they can advance it.
Something that they've been struggling to do so far early in this first half. Stewart now gains control of it. Stewart trying to find someone. Still finds Erdman, Nahiwe, and now Chirkis on a run. And that's going to go right to pass to Van Armsdale, and Van Armsdale's getting pressured quite quickly. And that's something I like about this another thing I like about this Barons team. As soon as they lose the ball, they're quickly to press on the opposition. Van Armsdale, and now Baroche is going to send him to chase. Now they finally get it up, but
Yeah, they just can't get it past midfield right now.
shot off. Erdman
think
Gets
that got deflected.
Deflected, and it did. He goes out for a corner.
Wow. That looked like a good shot opportunity. It almost looked like it was going to be a good one. It got deflected, so it kind of stayed in the air longer.
Yeah, it was just off left wide, I should say, on the left post. This is going to be another corner kick. And it's really just been all SJEB team as Nahiwe tries to backheel it in, but unfortunately gets stopped. Erdman's gonna try to kick one in, and that one's gonna go out again in another corner.
A good shot there, though, to get out of the way, make sure no handball was going to come of that. Because you want to talk about dangerous. You would have given them a penalty shot to go up 2-0 here in the 21st minute.
I mean, by the looks of things, her hands were kept very in. As short corner is play, Nahiwe with it. Going to give it to Erdman. Erdman's going to send it to the back post. Someone is there, and that's going to be offside no matter what.
That would have been a perfect play. You kind of get it to that back post, the player centers it, and then you had a finish chance. I mean, even though it did hit the crossbar, but maybe they, didn't try as hard due to them feeling the offsides coming.
I was about to say, it looked like they
almost let go of it after that. But here they come again with another opportunity. Good defensive play there, though, to get it back.
See if they can. I feel like Real Central, some communication problems from Sabanzo and Stockett.
Oh, nice. I will say they've kind of lacked the idea of just kind of moving up methodically and slowly. And I wonder if them being down 1-0 has kind of rushed them in this game.
That is a very good question. I think that's something that we're going to have to see for the rest of the game. If this rush play is just going to be like just continuing on, or if maybe it's just maybe just early jitters.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is still early phases of this game, but it almost feels like they've lacked a sort of mindset in their offensive attack. Oh, a turnover here.
Stockett tried to pass it to her teammate. Stockett able to gain back possession against Cherkis and Stockett wins that battle, crosses that one into the box and kicks. That one unfortunately goes out as Real Central will have the throw in enemy territory. I haven't seen that in a little bit. Nahiwe gonna try and make chase.
Ooh.
Gets around one defender. Can she get around two? And she's gonna go speeding past. And here's just that touch a little too hard, and Van Armsdale comes out.
And there's maybe that slick turf that we talked about earlier. It was a little bit rainy. The ball is going to go a little bit faster on it. And I was able to talk to Keegan Thompson pregame, who's working our camera tonight, and he said he got to kind of go on the field a little bit and feel out the playing grounds, and that's the report he gave to me. So he's kind of our grounds crew as well as our cameraman.
Put out the hood. Is it raining out there, or is he just cold? As foul
It is a little chilly out here.
Foul's committed. Stockett is one committed it.
It's not raining. I don't think it's scheduled to rain tonight during the game, but
I hope not. I don't need to come. I don't need to be driving back home in rain.
It did rain a little bit last night, and that's really due to and that's why the conditions are a little bit slick out there on the turf here at Rider University.
It's been nonstop rain. This is what Britain feels like. No sun, just rain.
It is supposed to rain during this week. I think even on Wednesday when the men's team plays again at home.
Just endless rain. That's all I've been seeing. As a corner is awarded again for SJEB. As Erdman is going to be the one to take it. Again, 7 shots now for SJEB and no shots whatsoever for Real Central. That's concerning if you're Real Central right now. You're 25 minutes in and no shots yet. Header goes up, and Van Armsdale able to grab that one out of the air. Again, they've just been able to get the crosses and get ahead to it. And that's something what I feel like what the men's team was missing, was that they were able to get the crosses, but they weren't able to get ahead to it. Real Central now with it. The through ball is Hayes. Hayes unable to get there. And Stockett's going to throw this one in for Real Central. Throw in. Hayes. Hare. Now pass it back to the defender. To Gilbert. Gilbert still with it, and a little bit of miscommunication. Again, it just doesn't seem this Real Central team's on the same page. Feel like one's on chapter 2 and another one's on chapter 15.
And that's one of the things they have to really clean up offensively here. It's just been the simple, 1, 2, 3 passes that, are, fundamental values of soccer that we've seen SJEB do consistently. And I feel like Real Central's got to do it here, and they have a chance, cross fields here, and get a couple of passes.
Well, they seem, as soon as I was about to say they got a few clean passes, they turned that one right over. A little bit of a commentator's jinx, I would say. But Stockett's going to have to make chase, but Chirkis able to get that one, and Wessel is able to keep it herself, as no one's really pressing her either. I think that's something, if you're Real Central, you might want to start doing. Make the goalkeeper, force her to make decisions, pressure her.
There's a nice tap pass, but a great defensive play to counter that.
Drum's going to send that one to Nihiwe, and it's going to give chase. And unfortunately, just unable to get there. Great job from Adriana Sabanzo.
Nihiwe, though, is just an athlete. I mean, the fact that she almost got to that ball, to me, is astonishing.
She does have the speed. Not only can she shoot, she has the speed. So makes her a real deadly threat. And almost any coach's star player, or dream star player, I should say. Like I said, Brown University really has a star on their hands, it feels like, as another foul's committed, as Jillian Drum was the one who got fouled. Shara is going to be the one to cross this one in. And again, another dangerous opportunity for SJEB as this one goes into the back corner. Lifted off, still in the box, getting bouncing around. Going to go outside. Now has a chance to cross this one in. This one does, and Van Armsdale able to collect that one.
Good opportunity there. That ball was loose for a little bit too long if you're Real Central than you would like. But it did trickle its way out of the box, and they were able to play good enough defense to force that cross to be too close to their goalkeeper.
Stewart going to give that one to Hiwe, and now it's passed back to Hiwe now.
I'm interested to see if Real Central is going to change their game plan from punting and kicking it straight up in the air, because, I mean, every time they do it, it feels like SJEB has won the advantage. And maybe that was, part of their game plan. Like, we feel confident on 50-50 possessions, we're going to be the team that can win them. But they just haven't done it so far as we're entering the 30th minute. So, they might have to change their game plan. And we already see some substitutions warming up for both teams, I believe. And we might get some early subs here.
Well, I would say a hockey line change.
Wow.
Is coming in. 5 substitutes.
Well, I mean, the group that was out there did their work. I mean,
yeah.
And
as Sarah Wiedemann, who goes to Rowan University, I want to mention that, by the way, comes into the game to see her first few minutes.
Number 21, Sarah Wiedemann, and number 18, Eva Sproul.
And then Ava Sproul
Swings the pitch, number
also
6,
comes in.
Remy Cherkis. Number 9, Abby Beshara.
Cherkis comes off, and Abby Shara comes off.
Number 2, Danielle Stewart.
And Stewart also comes off.
Leah Pocious.
As Real Central also looks to be a one to be making some substitutes as this game continues on. Drum now with it. Drum going to give it off to Wiedemann, and who loses possession, but doesn't goes out, but doesn't lose it completely. Able to get a throw in. Nahiwe is going to get a shot, low shot, and a great diving save from Van Armsdale. And this one's still not cleared, and a corner kick is about to be given.
Wow. Anything that gets in her vicinity, I feel like, is just dangerous.
As Real Central will be making a pair of substitutions as Stockett comes out. And I can't quite see the other number.
Entering the pitch, number 21, Arden Galvelis. And number
Galvis
22,
comes in.
Olivia Dolario.
And
Taylor Crott and number 44,
I believe it
Josie
was
Stockett.
number 22, Olivia Dolario? I believe that's how you pronounce it. But ball comes in and
Somehow I missed everybody.
completely misses everyone. A little bit of a sigh of relief from the goalkeeper, I almost want to say. But still, that's right in front of you, and you don't know who gets a foot to that, and that's a dangerous corner. I feel like any corner that SJEB's had so far has just been real dangerous. And Real Central's going to get this one as they quickly lose possession. Wiedemann's now with it, going to cross it in, going to try to find Naomi. But actually does finding her. And now SJB still with the ball, going to go out wide. Foot chases in pursuit. Cross comes in, and goal kick.
Just ran out of room there. It really is all it is. But, I mean, Wiedemann almost had a really nice pass. Just a little bit off timing. But, I mean, forced a great turnover and then almost had a nice cross inside. And we're still looking for our first shot from Real Central. But, I mean, it's been 9 shots for SJEB. It's been dominating fashion so far here for them.
And it's kind of what I say, deja vu all over again for this Real Central team. Again, the only difference is it's not a dream, and it's at home too.
There's been some with their offense. It almost feels like Real Central it really just wants to get this to halftime at 1-0 because their offense almost needs a conversation at halftime with, just almost really just fundamental passes. It feels like they've been trying to rush everything, and ever since they went down 1-0, have just felt completely rushed.
And I feel
That's
like
the first time really in this game I feel like they've sat with the ball for a little bit.
they really have, and they're making some progress, almost basically fighting for every inch. And that's the thing. That's the beauty about soccer, though. You don't always get these constant timeouts, and the coach can only shout and do so much from the sidelines. And like other sports, you get a timeout. In soccer, you do not get a timeout whatsoever, unless it's a really hot day. You might get a water break.
Yeah. Today's not one of those days, though.
It is not, as Real Central will eventually lose that ball as Phoebe Merrigan is with it. And foul is called there, a little contact. Referee quickly to slide that one out. She's done a real good job so far. Making a lot of good calls. As again, just Wiedemann
Oh, she's got green grass.
She's got green grass. Might take a shot. I thought she might have taken a shot.
Almost looked like the defense anticipated a through ball there, but there just wasn't one set, so she kept going.
Nahiwe, again, the dangerous foot, and off for the shot, and another save from Van Arnsdale, who's been very busy tonight.
Great touch there from Samolonis, and Kira Samolonis, that is, and wasn't able to get the goal, though, after that great touch and pass, but really a good 1-2 punch, a give and go, if you will.
The passing has been superb so far from this SJEB team, and I mean, there's not much really going wrong for them right now. It's going all right. Just maybe want to finish a little bit better, but either way, you're getting your opportunities left, right, and center. Cross comes in, gets knocked outside the 18. Real Central now with it. See what they can do with this opportunity, and as soon as I say that, they lose the ball.
Yeah, it's been great pressure defense. SJEB has just applied pressure, you know, even when you feel like you can relax a little bit with possession.
As another substitute, a lone substitute this time, comes in as Phoebe Merrigan comes off. As Ava Fox comes in.
Entering the pitch, number 40, Ava Fox.
And it looks like Jackson is going to be the one to throw this one in for SJEB. And glad you're with us. If you're just tuned in, it's already 1-0 for Elite Barons, as the goal was scored in the 3rd minute by Naomi Wehey, as that ball comes into the box and bouncing around. Again, I'm John Hallwood. Of course, alongside me is Aiden Dockery to make the call on the call. Again, some good passing back and forth, trying to find that opening, and a nice long ball, and unable to get there. But as soon as they lose the ball, SJEB quickly somehow finds a way to repossess.
Yeah, they swarm the ball, and it's really impressive what we've been able to see from them in this first half.
Possible cross coming in. As a little bit of a low cross comes in, but nowhere to be really to worry about. And no foul called. Pepe now with it. Penny, and Penny gives that one away.
Central try to get numbers, but the thing is, when they get a turnover, a lot of their numbers are back, so they have to wait. The counterattacks just really haven't been there when they do create those turnovers, because they're having to put so much emphasis on their defense tonight.
I was going to mention that too, is that their counterattacks haven't really been their strong suit, this Real Central team. Something that, again, they'll probably have to fix when halftime rolls around. Again, we're in the 39th minute of the first half, so still some time left, and if you're Real Central, you're just hoping to come out with a 1-0 lead at a halftime.
A 10-0 shot advantage, though, is really just, I mean, it almost feels like you can't fix that in a halftime break. It almost feels a week's of practice of worth and with game planning and everything, but you know, if they do come out with a different energy at some time soon, you just never know. But offensively, it's just been a lot of lack of pretty much what SJEB has been able to do with fundamental passing and just kind of playing as one, playing together, almost as if a string's tied to each of everybody's ankle, moving as one and moving as a unit.
There's another substitute looking to come in for Real Central, as again, Drum gonna pass that one away in a dangerous area, so Real Central might have an opportunity, but it's quickly slowed down.
Well, here's the turnover they need to get momentum back. See if they can set up their formation and their offensive attack. And even just see if they can create some type of corner, but I mean, right as I say that, it just
goes out.
trickles its way out a little bit too far in front of the intended target.
As here comes the substitution, actually. As a couple pairs of substitution actually comes in.
Entering the match, number 35,
Nicola Mosianek comes in.
Number 19, Bridget Cuddy.
And Bridget Cuddy is also another one to come in.
Number 37, Abby Nash. And number 48, Charlotte Hand.
And Abby Nash comes out. I couldn't quite hear what the last one was. I don't know if you heard it, Doc.
No, I did not exactly hear it. Again, we're on the other side of the field.
As South Jersey Elite Barons now make a substitution, and unfortunately, we're gonna not see Naomi Nehiwehe
Your attention, please.
as she's coming on to the bench.
Substitutions for SJEB in the 41st minute.
But again, just another.
Entering the pitch,
It's weird to seeing 5 substitutes come out.
Nicole Everard.
It's a whole hockey line change right there.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, it's worked for them. All these fresh legs, I mean, they've been able to create attacks all night long. They really haven't taken a break.
And number 22, Brianna Lewis.
Well, with the fresh legs and maybe don't always get the match sharpness that you need all the time. See if a Central, New Jersey, Real Central gets maybe some type of advantage, hopefully. As that one's going to come in as running towards the center was number 15, Sam Alonis.
Almost made a great play to split defenders. With the ball leaked just to the right as well as forward.
Pepe was able to get back, and Real Central now with a chance. Cross comes in. Looked like a cross, maybe a shot, but won't
Would be the first of the game, so an opportunity just outside the 18. Didn't look like too bad of an attempt.
Your attention, please. Substitution for Real Central.
But I don't think that one's going to register as a shot.
Entering the contest.
Yeah, maybe not.
Audra Day. She replaces number
Day
10,
comes in
Lizzie Arthur.
as Lizzie Arthur comes out for the game, at least for the first half. A quick play, and now
Nice.
a nice from Sam Alonis. It's going to make try and maybe cross this one in. Does. Stewart tries to send that one even center of the box. Sam Alonis shot. Save by Van Armsdale.
Good opportunity there created. Just wasn't able to put it home. I mean, it's a tough angle because you can't shoot it too far left because the defender's right there. If you do it, I mean, it's going to get deflected. So you really kind of split the goal in half of where you can aim, and just wasn't able to hug it, you know, near that right post.
Is Wessel now with it? Wessel's going to kick this one away, and something I want to mention, I know we mentioned a little bit earlier before, is that these 50-50s, the Barron team just seems to win those a lot better than the Real Central team.
Yeah, and it's weird because that's been almost the game plan tonight for Real Central, is to try to create these 50-50 balls.
As Jackson's going to be the one to throw this one in. Foul called, and basically close to a corner kick. Waiting for the cross to come in. I think that one. Well, here comes the cross. Again to the back post where they've been finding the advantage, and that one just goes off wide. Again, about to be in the 45th. Well, we are in the 45th minute.
That's the one thing that we've seen every cross from SJEB. It really has kind of been pretty well accurate. They really just haven't been able to put them away.
And I was about to say, they've kind of found a weakness is in around that back post is where really Real Central has really been unable to really defend. As the ball comes through and kicked off, and still Real Central's ball. Gonna say if there's anything, maybe 1 or 2 minutes of extra time, if that. And as soon as I say that, I get clarification, there is no stoppage time. I'm just doomed. I'm just doomed for saying that.
Yeah, there hasn't been much stoppage in this game. It's just been back and forth, back and forth. Really no free kicks. And here comes really the last chance. Oh, nope, actually not.
You say that that's the last chance, but again, just 1-0 so far for SJEB, who's had all the shots of the game, 10 shots in total. No shots for Real Central. A big talking point is going to be in that huddle right over there, over on the other side of the field. But again, it's a tough matchup to say the least.
Yeah, so far, I mean, just the offense, I think, just needs to come out with, more basic fundamentals of just, let's get possession. Let's see what we can do with that possession. The opportunities will come. Don't rush the process, because you just kind of have to continue and kind of trust the process of a slow, methodical game. And I think that's what they need to do more in that second half.
Well, we're going to go for a little break. Stay with us. Again, we'll be right back for second half action right here on the National Soccer Network. Where's the donkey?
It's not here.
Where's my donkey? I want my donkey. Oh, I wanted a picture. Wait, what was it like the thumb? The thumb. Oh my gosh, I can't say his name. It's like my mouth is like saying no, you cannot make that sound.
And it's time for the halftime horse race, sponsored by our friends at Dunn Raven Equestrian. We've got 2/3 of our mascots here with us this evening. And we've got our contestants here. They're ready to race. Here's how it's going to work. They're going to start from this blue line right where Nikki is. They're going to run to their mascot, run around the mascot, and come on back.
Okay,
They
so
have to hand
national,
the pony
National
to the next
Soccer Network.
contestant, and the first team to complete all
They
3
do
or 4
other-
players
So we aren't the only,
wins.
only
Jeremy,
person that's
give
streaming.
me something
There's
new, will ya?
multiple other streams.
Racers, take your marks. Get set. Go!
The Blues.
And they're neck and neck. The red team out to a slim lead. They round the turn, and the red team still has the lead. Yellow team goes wide, and the handoff is a good one, but the yellow team goes out in front. Fans, everybody for the yellow team, make some noise! If you're ready for the red team, make some noise! Yellow team's out to a very large lead. The red team's got some work to do. You gotta keep on going, gotta keep on going. The yellow team may have this one in the bag. Here comes the handoff. And the yellow team may go on to win this one. Here they come, and the yellow team wins!
I do this.
That is the halftime horse race, sponsored by Dunn Raven Equestrian. Names don't get after the game.
That's
We'll
the
have
one?
our post-game
I just put my hand in front of it.
right here on the
Your
hand's
field.
just gonna be on the
Get
stream
your
now.
roll set to New Jersey.
There's
for
like-
tonight's
there's a few
anthem
seconds
action.
delay.
Have it signed by your favorite WPSL players.
Alright, we're good.
Please don't do that during the actual match. I'll slap your hand away.
And welcome back to second half action on the National Soccer Network. I'm John Hallwood. Along with me is Aiden Dockery. The score is 1-0 coming into the second half. A third-minute goal from Naomi Nahiwe was outside the 18-yard box, and a beautiful struck-in ball to get this SJEB team with a lead, who continues still to be first in the standings, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, and they're played like it. That's exactly what we saw in the first half. It's 1-0, but really complete domination by them. But that's the good news for Real Central, is it's only 1-0, and you're within reach if you're able to have a strong second half. We'll see what they do here in half number 2, because, you know, Brian Thompson, the head coach of Real Central, I'm sure had to have a good talking to at halftime with his players, because they still have not registered a shot.
And that's something that had to be a big talking point in that during halftime huddle, was got to get a shot on, at least just get a shot on goal, and maybe have the rest fall in place. But here's Real Central now, and they're in the attacking zone, but so far SJEB is able to handle them so far. Let's see how what the second half can, you know, handle for them.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a completely different game plan than whatever they did in that first half, because whatever they tried, they rushed. It didn't really, you know, work. And now it feels like they're kind of going methodically with the possession here, but sadly just got forced into a deep corner.
Well, comes across. That cross gets blocked, and now
Ooh, nutmeg.
a little bit of, nutmeg. I don't want to say I have that happen, but Nahiwe with this burst of speed. Kind of forget that, and a big mistake from Van Armsdale, and Nahiwe just misses that shot, and
oh man.
I think there was a little bit of a tear of sweat may have rolled down Van Armsdale's head there.
Yeah, just it wasn't able to haul in possession, and then Nahiwe just really, it feels like a rare miss for her, but you did shoot it from a tough angle for Nahiwe.
Again, I mentioned her earlier. I thought she was going to be the, key, the star of this match, and
she has.
She has been throughout this game, and it's given this Real Central's defense a real big hurdle to overcome. As SJEB sets to kind of continue what they started in that first half. Well, here comes Stockett for Real Central. Stockett on the left side, and stops for a minute and decides to pass that one in, and quickly almost lost possession.
See, that's what they need to do. Just slowly and methodically get passes together, and see if you're able to create something offensively.
You say that, but as soon as they try to pass it to a player, SJEB has a player right on them, and as that play is going to be called offsides.
This is like a rare offside you see right just to the left of midfield.
I was about to say defense was holding up quite a bit, as offense is going to move the ball a little bit. The ref wanted it just to up a bit, but going to restart this one away again. Ball comes up, and again, 50-50 this time is won by Real Central, but again, that second ball is won by SJEB. But Real Central seems to have a little bit of energy.
Yeah.
Nothing too much yet, but
it's early, but obviously still so far through almost 4 minutes now. It feels like they have, had the possession for a majority of the second half, to see if someone could come of it, and here's an opportunity. Nice cross.
Shoots, comes in, and a nice grab from Wessel.
Well, there we get our first shot, and it wasn't a bad one.
Was not a bad one. Again, able to keep it in between her hands, and it's not always the easiest thing to do.
And Wessel, if you give her a good shot for the first one, it's not an easy save when you've been kind of sitting back there for almost 50 minutes without a shot in there. She did a good job, though, of flashing the hands.
Drum now with it. Now passes it off Off to her teammate. Going out wide. And one-on-one with Stockton, and that one goes out for a throw-in. And that one's going to go for Real Central. Still 50-50 balls looking to be won by SJEB.
Oh, nice touch.
Nice touch, and a counterattack could be forming for Real Central as Stockton is going to go and try and chase for it, but again, is just this stonewall defense so far.
Oh, great move.
Ball comes in, and Russell bobbles that one a little bit. Something a little bit of a routine save turns into a little bit of, almost could have been some misfortune for them. So far, that is Real Central's second shot. Both shots have came into the second half in the early minutes, on the 5 minutes that we played so far.
So some momentum for them. No, that's the big thing here in the second half. It definitely looks like Thompson, the head coach of Real Central, definitely had a conversation with his team about their offensive attack, and so far here in half number 2, it's definitely, I mean, looked like a completely different chapter.
Again, you got to take these mini victories at a time throughout the second half. You're able to get shots. Maybe you can get a few more opportunities. As a bad pass, it goes to Nahiwe. Nahiwe, again, another looking for a brace maybe, and decides to wait for her teammates. Drum passes out wide, and Erdman passes back to Drum, and Drum, I believe that's going to be Cherkis on that side, and Cherkis going to be the one to cross that one away. It is Cherkis, by the way. Cherkis is going to cross one into the center of the box, and Nahiwe gets ahead to it, but it just goes wide, and goal kick, and teammates saying came off of a Real Central player, but referee says goal kick. Again, glad you joined with us. I'm John Ho, and of course with me is Aiden Dockery. Score is 1-0 as SJEB led this so far, has led this game from the very beginning. Goal came on in the third minute from Naomi Nahiwe as Real Central is going to make an opportunity, and a great little fake out. Stewart fell down to the ground on her knees.
Yeah, just the defense was swarming over there, but she got by 2, but that third defender was a little bit too much.
I was about to say, you can't always dribble through the entire defense. It's a team effort. But though I have seen some players though dribble through a whole defense, so I can't really say much. That ball's going to go out wide, and Van Armsdale is able to scoop that one up. Barocious was the target for that one. Punt comes up, and again, the 50-50 balls have been favoring SJEB as it favors this one again. That one goes lifted off, and a little bit of catch and chase. Ferocious Nahiwe. He's going to maybe cross this one in or go and pressure in the box. Still crosses that one in, bounces up, and still bouncing, and that one finally gets clear outside of the 18. Real Central, again, now calming things down, and again, just trying to take one pass at a time. That ball gets to Stockett, but Stockett unable to really claim it. And foul going to be called, and Casatorne was on the foul there. Well, was the one fouled, I should say. Still not too much has happened. A few shots, nothing too major so far, but still plenty in this second half to go as that one's kicked out wide. And again, it almost just feels like more of the same since that the first half. SJEB able to,
to continue possession.
Yeah.
But this is the first time they've gotten it for a long period of time, and Real Central's done a really good job of being the ones trying to be the aggressors here in half number 2.
Wessel passes it to Stewart. She's going to go into the middle and finds Drum. Casatorne and Severed and Nahiwe. Nahiwe for the cross. Ferocious in the box, and Van Armsdale had to quickly get that one as a player in the back was nearly gets there herself. I think that was Cherkis. And
yeah. And it kind of kept trickling away and almost, kept spinning the other way, which would have been a dangerous opportunity.
Ferocious now with it. Gonna look out wide. She finds Nahiwe. Nahiwe now. Gonna go through a defender, nutmegs her, and the ball falls down and able to clear it. Again, Nahiwe still very dangerous this time. Instead of playing that striker role, she's playing a little bit of a winger, but I think that might just be how the players just form around when the play is going on, as she kind of goes back into that striker position. Ball comes in, Ferocious with the head down, and looks like she might have been looking for Naomi Nahiwe. But I almost want to tell her, just be a little greedy, take that shot.
Yeah, but it's tough. I think she might have been the one trying to take that shot, but you got to take it at a tougher angle, and you almost have to kind of swipe at it as it crosses instead of letting it come to you. You almost have to try to meet it at an exact point.
Oh yeah. Almost got to try and swipe it like a credit card.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't hit it too hard, or else, like, if it comes straight at you and you hit it, I mean, it's not going to go near the net because the net is over to your right side. And you just have to kind of quickly get a quick touch on it and just kind of alter the direction of the shot, not necessarily shoot it and aim it.
Well, possible shot becoming incoming. Shot does come, and
wow,
just outside the right post.
Well, now here comes SJEB once again, kind of on the offensive attack and controlling the pace of the game, controlling the tempo. We'll see if Real Central can change that, but before the last few minutes, Real Central was a different team out of the second half. But right now, looks like it could be returning to the momentum for SJEB.
He was trying to give it to Drum, but Barosh is able to get it back, and Everett is now the one to finally claim and gain possession. Again, this ball just seems to be almost bouncing everywhere and anywhere. No one's been able to get a clear possession. Is Cherkis now with it? Going to go out wide. Cherkis loses possession now, but SJEB able to get it right back. Ball still comes in. Good tackle, and Edmond is still a little slow to get up, but able to get up now. Stewart. As Castorne unable to bring that through, but it wins the header on the throw-in. And again, it just amazes me on how Real Central doesn't win these 50-50s as much.
Yeah. I mean, SJEB is the best team in the division for a reason. And they're proving it tonight. I mean, just kind of dominating a lot of the small aspects of the game that has allowed them to win the bigger game so far, up 1-0.
Well, the last game that they faced before going into this one was against Philadelphia Ukraine National Liberty, and they lost 1-0. And it's something that you really don't see from this SJEB team, is not scoring. But they didn't score in their last game, but they've truly made a mark on this game at least with the 1 goal from Naomi Nihiwe.
Yeah, it's been impressive that they've only had 1 goal. At Real Central, you know, despite, you know, their struggles, have at least played good defense and good goaltending has kept this game 1-0. And now they just need to do the same on offense. A nice slide tackle right there. 10-on-10 crime.
As Olivia Barocious made the sliding tackle, and then Lizzie Arthur was the one to lose possession. I'm sorry, you got me with that one.
I had to notice it.
Ball comes in,
Ooh.
and a nice curler, but an easy grab.
It was perfectly located, though.
It was. And
Just a little, just not able to get enough strength on it, just with momentum not really in her favor right there, but still a good attempt and another shot for Real Central. It's their 3rd of the half. They came into the half with 0, so for the 15 minutes they've been able to pick up 3 shots.
Ball comes into the center box.
Ooh.
Player falls down, no pen, as
That one was definitely close.
it was a close call. It's a tough one to almost want to have another look at it, but fortunately we don't have VAR with us.
I will say it is always interesting because I think you can't give the benefit of the doubt to the defender when they try to come from behind because they're not in a defensive position.
This is Aiden Docker. We had a bird fly past. Aiden Docker
Yeah.
nearly gets hit by a bird.
Yeah, almost close. Good ball placed out in front.
And a good save by Van Armsdale.
Yeah, it's tough to finish from there. You almost have
Oh,
to perfectly locate it in the net. There, that one just stayed up a little bit too long and was a simple save. But their 15th shot of the contest, by the way.
Something to definitely add on. Nice long kick as that one will stay in play, and Wessel will keep that one away as Bishara was the one to kick that one. But unfortunately it was saved for as Wessel was able to pick that one up. Again, still 1-0. We're in the 63rd minute. With a punt now coming from Wessel as ball still bouncing around and finally hits the ground. I was wondering, it was headed back and forth. I was wondering when it was going to end. And foul called. A little too much contact with the ref liked, and ref telling Nihiwe to.
But look at how they swarm the ball. It feels like there's at least 2 people, once the ball goes to the middle of the field, surrounding the ball carrier. And it kind of has to be quick touch passes. Like right here, you see 2 defenders immediately on, then here comes another. You know, depending on where they go, they're just met with defenders. Nice ball.
Well, they're slowly picking this off, and as soon as I say that again, it's been the commentator's curse. We say something, we see, you know, Real Central get something going possibly, and they give it right back up as Bishara going to give it to Churkis, who's out wide on the left. It's going to go inside in the middle. Churkis holds it on, waiting, continues going into the middle, inside. Takes a shot and blocked.
Great defense.
But as soon as SJEB loses the ball, someone's right there to grab it.
Yeah, they've been in spots for rebounds today, and that's another great ball they have to get into the corner over there. But great defense.
Cross comes in, goes from the back post, but no one was home, except for our Real Central defender. Knocked on the wrong home. Drum going to come in, takes a low shot, and that one goes wide of the left post.
Yeah, it seemed like she was trying to lift that one, but couldn't.
That's going to be the 16th shot now. As also interesting to see, though, Van Armsdale has made 5 saves so far, and only Wessel's made 3. And I know it's like 2 two save difference, but something that we I don't think Wessel even had to make a save in that
Yeah,
first half.
no, not until the second half.
Stewart, Everett, and that one goes out. Nothing really been going on for Real Central. Kind of almost wonder when the subs start coming to roll in, where this game might go. And
I see both teams have their subs warm up. We're 20 minutes into this second half. We're right around that time where they start substitutions back in the first half. It was right around minute 21. So we're approaching that, and we'll see how aggressive both teams are going to be in the second half. Because, if you're SJEB, I'm sure you're content with so far what this second half has looked like. But their offensive attack hasn't looked the same as it was in the first half. So maybe some different substitutions to come in and see if they could change that and put a dagger of a goal and lead 2-0. But right now, if you're Real Central, this is the best offensive production you've gotten so far. So I don't know how many substitutions you will want to make.
And I usually say 2-0 leads are never the safest leads, but I feel like in this case it might be the safest lead.
Yeah.
As Real Central really hasn't found anything able to really get going.
And he has a big counterattack possibly.
Baroche is unable to settle that one down, and Van Arsdale is able to get that one. He's going to slow this one down and eventually punt it again. A nice big punt, like she's usually been doing tonight. As foul has occurred, and SJEB's ball. A little bit of pushing in the back. Ref saw it and dealt with it swiftly.
So free kick here just inside the offensive half. We'll see if they want to play this slow, but no, they're going to go deep into the box, hopefully.
Ball gets through somehow. Shot taken, a goal! Number 7, Nicole Everard.
Wow. That one just kind of leaked through.
It did. Surprisingly did. Real Central's defense looked like they possibly should have had that. And somehow it got through, and Nicole Everard makes them pay.
Sometimes if you're too aggressive on some of those balls, all of a sudden they'll go over your head, and I think that's just what happened right there. Just tough to read it in the air, and they just didn't read it correctly, and it leaks through, and it's a pretty nice put away from Everard, and almost nothing you could do as a goalkeeper.
And a possible opportunity for Real Central, but again, a good job to get off the line as Wessel.
SJEB goal scored in the 68th minute by number 7, Nicole Everard. The assist to number 9, Abby Bashera.
And Abby Bashera is the one to get the assist there.
All the way out, near midfield too.
Yeah. As a goal kick is going to be taken as Stewart now with it.
Yeah, now they could definitely play slow. We talked earlier what a 2-0 lead would be like for SJEB. And with the way they've controlled the game, this feels safe. Real Central had some offensive attacks here in the second half. They were able to consume 3 shots, but nothing to come of it. And then SJEB on their 17th shot of the game are able to get their second goal of the game. And here, clock's ticking, not in the favor of Real Central with just about 20 minutes left before stoppage time. It looks like we're going to get a whole new substitution line for SJEB after their goal.
Yes, the hockey change.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever think otherwise, especially when it comes with 5 subs.
Yeah.
Shot comes in over the crossbar.
Good opportunity there. There's been a couple of good shots by Real Central here in this half, and that one obviously a little bit too high, but it's a good look. Didn't have any defenders in the area in front of the shot, and just let it rip and just got to get it down a little bit more.
Well, Baruch's drum and couldn't quite tell. And I think did I say Bashira?
I think you
Bashir.
did.
Well, Bashira, the one that got the assist, comes off, and then, like I said, the whole hockey line change.
And Real Central's about to go to the table with some substitutions of themselves as well.
Looks like a whole hockey line change themselves.
Yeah, it's been deep changes here for both sides with their substitutions.
That one goes out, and it's going to go with SJEB throw in as quickly is taken. And that one goes out. Quick throw in. I thought possibly that they were going to call in the substitutes, but I think they're finalizing everything now. Is not Nahiwe with a chance, shot, and got a little too much under that one.
I think he was trying to sneak it in that near post, which honestly wasn't a bad idea because you saw the goalie kind of leak into the other post, thinking she was going to go cross body, but tried to sneak one in the near post and wasn't able to get it exactly, but a really good opportunity there. And a harsh strike that was, too.
Well, as soon as SJEB made a whole hockey line change, Real Central makes a whole line hockey change. 5 substitutes.
So a lot of fresh legs out there now.
Going to be a completely different ball game.
So we'll see if the change of pace possibly comes.
Audra Day comes in. Adrian Garvelis. Ava Fox comes in. And Nicola Mopsionek. And Olivia Delario. And Sydney Ragland. As Real Central will have a free kick. Because Aiden Dockery lost some papers.
Slipped right through the cracks as I was trying to grab papers to see the substitutions. A lot of substitutions to keep in mind, and I'm trying to keep track as best as I can.
And Stockett, by the sounds of things, might have came out. It's Ragland now with Sydney Ragland's now with it. As really they get so Real Central gets so close, but it's that final third and finishing. It's where they kind of lack right now.
Yeah, they've been able to get the opportunities which they weren't able to get the first half, and now it's about finishing. But typically it's the opposite. Typically in the first half you line up with the opportunities, and then you kind of can work on finishing as you get to the second half. But here it feels like that they're a half behind after their first half performance offensively.
And it's funny you mentioned that because we mentioned about how SJEB's now on a counter attack. I'll get to that.
4-on-3 advantage.
Get to my moment, to my train of thought later. As Nahiwe is going to go out wide, possible cross, does cross that one into the box. Everard was going to be the one to possibly get that. Is Pepe now with it? Pepe passes out wide to Nahiwe. In the box, knocked out. Still Real Central's ball now. As he gets to go up, but SJEB, as soon as I say that, gets it right back. Gonna go out wide, Nahiwe. Still with it. Passes it back. Cross comes in.
Ooh.
Somehow gets through the defense again, and another dangerous opportunity. But now Real Central.
Yeah, it's hard to stop and try to go backwards when everybody's on your back, and that's what happened right there, and a quick turnover here. 17-3 advantage on shots so far for SJEB, and a 2-0 goal advantage.
as Mackenzie Van Arsdale grabs that one. As I was going to mention before, though, speaking about like the 10 shots, and you know, we were talking about how just talking about that feels like a whole week's worth of training.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Yeah, it feels like something you can't necessarily fix in a half, but Real Central has looked better in the second half on offense, and they've looked better fundamentally, and that's a good sign going forward. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case in the first half, and he kind of fell behind early, and I think it's sometimes hard to bounce back and when you fall behind early. And we'll see if their offense though can get some going here.
That ball gets picked up by Wessel. Maddie Wessel, by the way. Going to Longwood University. That one punted very long and what? Nahie. Stewart. As that's Sparewell, now Stewart. Everard. Gonna go out wide for 16. Crosses that one in. Header down, and that one just goes wide.
Another good header though, and another good cross. SJEB, not only they've gotten the shots, but they've really done a good job with their crosses. It's been to the back post, and the players have remained solid, getting their head to the ball first. But they haven't been able to locate a header in for a goal yet, but they've been close a few times.
Devanio is want to cross that one in. Almost looked like a possible foul there, but Pepe's going to send it all the way back to our goalkeeper, a Wessel.
And now they'll be able to set up their formation, though.
It almost feels like from this very start, South Jersey Elite Barons has forced this central New Jersey team on how they play.
Yeah.
And this Real Central team hasn't really been able to play their game and how they like it. So, like I said, it's just been feels like it's been forced into one play and how the Barons like it, and they're just kind of getting dragged, kicking and screaming.
Good job there, though. Nahie was about to go on another run. A really good defensive play there.
Throw-in comes in, Everard. Possible shot and goes out wide.
See if they can get another good cross.
He's done it before, and still another dangerous cross, to say the least. Any cross that really comes in for South Jersey Parents almost feels dangerous the past couple of times. As
long run. It just missed the flagpole.
just misses, so it's going to be a throw-in, not a goal kick. Again, we're going to be in this right now in the 78th minute. Ball goes out, and just really, it's really been pure domination.
Oh, good spin. That was just good body control there.
Oh, yeah.
By Nahie, and just does a good job of kind of posting up almost, and then letting the ball kind of let her control where that ball is going to go, because she could either accept that, on her chest or really down by her feet and play it there, or she could try to sneak past the defender who's kind of blind because she's on the back of Nahie, and there was able to get it past her before help defense came, though.
Samalonis is going to cross this one in. Ball comes in, bouncing around, and goes on the other end, and trying to see if that's still in play. It still is. Another cross comes in. Nahie backflips it, and nearly another goal. That one goes out.
Wow. Really great opportunity.
It's been chance after chance for Naomi Nahie, unable to still get her brace, but she's been a real thorn on the side for this Real Central's defense. That one goes out, and Real Central will have the ball as throws that one in. see what Real Central can do. Raglan now with it. And that's going to be a foul against her,
Ooh.
actually.
Wow. It was a fight for the ball, but, you know, I feel like sometimes typically the player that falls down doesn't necessarily draw the foul. It almost felt like there was some aggressiveness from the player that fell down, and I was wondering if that was going to be the call on the player that went down, but instead, no. It's hard as a referee to, I think, see a player down and the other player not down and not call it on the player that's standing.
It gets, I was supposed to say, it's tough sometimes because they're both
Ooh.
very aggressive and a nice diving save for Wessel. So, I don't want to say it, but is this the first corner for Real Central?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is.
I don't think this might be the first corner for Real Central. Coming in the 81st minute is a big shock from them. Cross comes in and bobbling around, but Maddie Wessel is able to clean with both hands. I'll go back to your one point on the referee's call and all. It's definitely hard. You only get to see it once, and you don't get VAR. You get to see it in real time, and you got to make a quick decision sometimes. And sometimes you kind of wish you had another look or had to take one back sometimes. And you just got to take it out how it goes and what you think is the right call to make. And I know certainly I've made some calls that, you know, some people haven't liked.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's part of the game. And we're all, you know, the referees are human too. And that's something you got to, you know, also look at as that one goes out and go for a throw in.
That was kept in. That was about to be a good run.
Could have been a really good run. And it is Real Central's really haven't had too many good runs so far, and long ball comes in, and
look at the speed here.
Nahue might get her brace.
Oh,
Trumbles the ball. Van Armstead was a little bit startled on the pace of Naomi Nahue.
Man, momentum. When she gets momentum on her runs, it is scary. Keep in mind, she is a high school senior. She's not even in college yet. She's going against pretty much everybody else as a college athlete.
Quite a few, you know, the age gap is significant, but
she's supposed to be a step behind, but she's actually a step ahead.
Cross comes in, and just unlucky to unable to find anyone in the box. That one's going to go out for a goal kick. As the sun's basically gone now, it's definitely gotten a lot chillier. I'll admit it. It's chilly.
Yeah, yep, it's getting a little breezy as the sun is starting to go away under the bright lights here at Rider University.
Foul committed. I think a little bit of push in the back, or maybe a little bit an arm up front, up around the body. As looks like to be a pair of substitutions. It's to come in for SJEB.
Yeah, it looks like Jillian Jerome's going to check back into the game as one of the substitutions for SJEB.
Well, they're going to have to wait a little bit as this ball is still in play. Real Central trying to find something, but as soon as I again say it, again, it's just amazing on how well this SJEB team just, as soon as they lose the ball, is able to repossess the ball. Through ball comes in. Devaney-Og, as that one's going to go out, and corner kick will be given as the substitutes will come in. Again, Stewart's going to be the one coming out, and Everard also coming out. So Everard, the goal scorer. Drum comes in, and Lewis also comes in, number 22.
We've seen a lot of great crosses from SJEB in here in this game. If they could get a nice one here on their 20th shot, potentially score their 3rd goal, it would be all but over.
A long cross, bounces into the center of the box, still in the box. Shot taken, bouncing around, comes back in. Again, ping-ponging around in the box is the best way to describe it. As that one's going to go out for another corner as substitutes kind of come in for Real Central. As number 26, Jade Vieira, comes out, and number 48, Charlotte Hare, comes in. And something I also I like to mention was I used to be a goalkeeper myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Used to play goalkeeper, rec soccer. Nothing too high. Nothing too high.
It's no easy task.
It isn't. You got to be a little bit crazy to play the position. I'll admit, and I absolutely love it. So yes, if you are wondering, yes, I probably am a little bit crazy, in the best ways possible. But either way, SJEB unable to get anything from that corner, but still has possession as they quickly lose that one.
They did officially get their 20th shot at the game, though, so they got 20 compared to 4 of Real Central.
That is, I think that's the story of tonight, is really just how easily SJEB has been able to create the chances over Real Central New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a genius when I say this, but to score you have to shoot.
That is true.
You have to get shots, and that's what SJEB has done.
Possible shot incoming. Still in the box, and again, able to kick that one out wide and out long. But again, that one's going to go out. That one's going to go for, no, stayed in actually.
Dancing right down Broadway, you could say, down that line.
Yeah.
Had that perfect curl to it.
Had the right bounce, had everything right to say, nope, I won't go out because John Hallwood said it. As that one now will finally go out. Again in the 88th minute. And again, I don't think you're going to see if there's going to be any extra time. I don't think there's going to be any, if none at all. That's my prediction. It's going to be none. Watch it this time. It's going to be like 1 minute. So.
Another good header there. They haven't been able to locate the headers on the net too much, but feels like that they've gotten good opportunities. And they've been, I mean, not even just around the net, but really around midfield. Every time the ball's been hit in the air, SJEB's gotten really the first touch. And we'll see what happens here, because Real Central still has plans to try to get this around midfield on goal kicks, even though it hasn't worked in their favor at all really tonight.
I was about to say, I just kind of noticed something, Aiden. It's the same scoreline last time they met.
Yeah. 2-0. Real Central coming off a 2-0 win too. Instead now it looks like they're going to be on the other side of it.
It is really feeling deja vu. Up to the T. The only, like I said, the only difference realistically is where they're playing at.
Yeah.
As that one's going to get kicked out and away, as it's going to be come in for a throw in, and they quickly thrown in actually to say.
Yeah, SJEB still staying aggressive despite the lead. Yeah, they got a couple of fresh legs out there from their substitutions less than 10 minutes ago. Now they're going to see if they can get one last good attack possibly in as we're approaching the 90th minute.
That one's going to be able to get stopped by from Real Central. As we head in close to the 90th minute now, Pepe. And I was right. No stoppage time. They finally didn't get me.
No stoppage time again. Wow. So I don't know when I've seen a game with 0 stoppage time in either half.
Doesn't happen often, I'll tell you that way. But Hiwe now going to pass it off. Another shot, and I don't know if it took a deflection, and it didn't.
Yeah, just
too much,
high.
just too much under it. I'm trying to see who it was that took that shot. It's number 12, actually.
Yeah, that's Jillian Drum, who came in as a substitution. After originally starting this game, it came in as a substitution less than 10 minutes ago.
Well, quick question here is, who is your star of the match?
That's tough. I mean, we've had a couple, but Nihiwe, I should say, really has just stunned so far in this one and throughout.
As the referee calls it, it's 2-0 for the South Jersey Elite Barons. As another loss comes for Real Central New Jersey, as Barons carry their lead now up into first place with 16 points now. But again, I want to also mention my star of the match. I do agree with the Aiden Dockery. Naomi Nihiwe has really been my star of the match, at least my star of the match here. Able to continue to get through the defense, was a real handful for a Real Central's defense. Able to get the goal early on in that 3rd minute, but a great job. But again, that's going to do it right here, though. At Rider University, a quick, shout out to the producers, Michael, Hunter, Keegan, our cameraman, and of course, Aiden Dockery as my color commentator. You did a great job. This is, I believe, your first time?
First color here for this season. So, it's taking some adjustments. My first game of them this season. So if I wasn't an expert on the teams, that's apologies for me. But I tried to brush up after the quick turnaround after last night's men's game to come here today, here on Father's Day, and hopefully deliver a good broadcast for the viewers at home.
Well, that's going to do it right here on National Soccer Network. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm John Hallwood. I'll have you a good night.